Recent comments that I've been seeing about Esteban Ocon over Fernando Alonso kind of made me want to interested in doing a video type of like this. And before I get into anything else, I want to say this. For the rest of the days until Christmas, I'll be uploading a new video consistently for until Christmas at least. So every single day up until Christmas, you'll be getting a new video. Today's video we'll be talking about Esteban Ocon. And he made a specific comment on Instagram that I saw a quote from an interview that he did saying that he's had to do 98% of the work and that Fernando Alonso's only had to do 2% of the work. And I just want to say this. Esteban Ocon should be thankful for Fernando Alonso. Because if it wasn't for Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon would still be without a win in Formula 1. Getting your first win in Formula 1 is very, very emotional, and he won the Hungarian Grand Prix last year thanks to Fernando defending Lewis Hamilton. So for Esteban Ocon to come out and make these comments talking about Alonso, he's had to do most of the work, is kind of a lie. Because Ocon did not do any effort to win that race. The effort came from his teammate blocking the seven-time world champion at the time from passing him to getting to Ocon and winning the race in Hungary. Because if Alonso just let Hamilton by, Ocon would have never won that race. Ocon would not be a winner right now in Formula 1. And I don't really like the comments that Ocon is making because this year when it comes to Alonso, he's had many retirements, more than Esteban Ocon. And if it weren't for these retirements, I've actually wrote down every retirement that Alonso has had and the position that he was originally running before he had the retirement, including the last Grand Prix. And I decided to see how many times Ocon would have been beaten by Fernando and probably got beaten in the points by Fernando Alonso. So the opening race, Esteban Ocon did get the better of Fernando Alonso, finishing P7 compared to Alonso's P9. The second race, Alonso retired due to a car issue. He was running 6th at the time. Ocon ended up finishing 6th. So Ocon would have probably finished 7th, which means Alonso would have got the better of Ocon. But I'm going to give Ocon the better of this just because he retired. The next race, Ocon finished 7th. Alonso finished 17th. Better, I'll give Ocon that. Next race, Alonso retired due to damage that was in Imola. He was running 11th. Ocon finished 14th. And Ocon was running around there. Next race, Fernando finished 11th. Ocon finished 8th. So Ocon didn't get points. So far through the first 5 races, Ocon has been doing better than Alonso. You gotta remember, this is Alonso's, second year in Alpine? So, I mean, the Alpine was kind of bad in the end, and Fernando wasn't really getting the most out of the car. Next race, Fernando finished P9, Ocon finished P7. The next 2 races, Fernando finished P7 in both races, Ocon finished 12th and 10th. The next race after that, Fernando finished 9th, Ocon finished 6th. So Ocon got the better of that. Next race was Fernando's best result of the season in P5, and that race, Esteban Ocon ultimately retired due to a car issue. Then in the next race, Fernando finished P10, Ocon P5. Fernando finished P6, Ocon finished P8. Fernando in the next race finished P8, Ocon finished P9. So these consecutive races were good points for Alpine during the past few seasons, but it seems like it's getting really tighter between the 2 teammates. Next race, Fernando finished 5th, Ocon finished 7th. Next race after that, Fernando finished 6th, Ocon finished 9th. The next 2 races, Fernando Alonso was running 6th and 7th, but retired due to car issues. Ocon ended up finishing 11th and retired in the next race. I think that was Singapore, where they had a double retirement. Alonso, the next 2 races, 7th place, Ocon 4th place, 11th place. So Ocon gets the better out of these 2, split between those 2 races. The next race after that, Fernando Alonso finished 19th, retired coming towards the end due to a car issue. He was running 7th. Ocon finished 8th. Fernando would have been better in the points. Then the next race, which was in Brazil, Fernando finished 5th. Ocon finished 8th, get the better of that. And then in the last race, of course, in Abu Dhabi, Fernando Alonso was running 10th. Retired due to an engine issue again, and Esteban Ocon ended up finishing 7th. So looking at the results and what Ocon did better than Alonso, Ocon ended up getting the points more than Alonso, having better finishes than Alonso 12 races to 9 races. But you got to realize Esteban Ocon retired in only 2 races this year. 2 races. Fernando Alonso's had 5 retirements. 5 retirements. In those 5 retirements, he was running better than Esteban Ocon in that position. And if things were to have changed and Fernando Alonso wouldn't have had those engine issues, Alonso would have had the better finishes than Esteban Ocon, 14 races to 7. So, in terms of Ocon saying that he's done the most work, those comments are definitely unnecessary because, like I said at the beginning, his only win came from his teammate Fernando Alonso defending the 7-time world champion in Lewis Hamilton from getting to him. So I don't feel like Esteban Ocon should be making these comments about he's had to do most of the effort. The reason you've had to do most of the effort this year is because Alpine cannot make a good, reliable car. And this is the reason why I'm happy that Fernando Alonso is moving to a new team next year that's more reliable than Alpine. And he's going to be going to Aston Martin with their Mercedes engine. The Mercedes engine has been very, very reliable because Mercedes first retirement of the whole season was in the season finale of Abu Dhabi. So Mercedes definitely have more reliability than the Alpine. So I'm very excited for Fernando Alonso when it comes to next year. But Esteban Ocon definitely shouldn't have made these comments, and I probably retract them because a lot of the comments in the post I saw were talking about this guy owes his win to Fernando Alonso, which is the actual truth. So I just wanted to get my opinion on that.